What up? What it do? I'm live from the booth for the Solid World podcast. I am your gracious and often hated host, Saleik KB. This is episode 33. Special guest in the building today. Also, we're kind of two special guests in the building because my co-host is back from a very extended vacation.
Hiatus.
Make some noise for Kawan Barnes, ladies and gentlemen. KB.
Happy to be back, man. Happy to be back.
Hey, bro, I'm happy that you decided to bless us with your presence today. My guy. Special guest in the building today making his... He's a friend of the show, though. We're going to call him a special guest. Cornell Powell.
Nah, for real.
Make some notes from him as well.
Appreciate it. Good to be back.
How you been, man? How's life?
Life's been amazing, bro. Been blessed. Can't complain, through the highs and the lows. I feel like God has really brought me through it, you know what I'm saying? And it all starts with him and then having an unbelievable partner. My wife, we recently celebrated 3 years.
Congrats.
And so,
Congrats to that.
man, life's been
That's
good.
huge.
I can't complain.
That's huge. Y'all give me hope. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Facts.
Congratulations again on your recent accomplishment.
Yeah.
Championship with the UFL. The Defenders, DC Defenders. How does that feel? First of all, not to cut you off, we got to talk about all the accomplishments, all the rings added together.
Yeah.
Started at Clemson. How many rings you got at Clemson?
At Clemson, my freshman year, we won the Natty, so that came with 3 ACC championship, playoff championship, and then the actual national championship. The next year, we won the ACC again, and then I want to say we went back to the playoffs, but we lost, so we just got the ACC ring, so that's 4. Then my third year, we won the Natty. So that was 3 again, ACC, playoff, and then national championship. My fourth year, we went to the playoffs, but we won the ACC championship. And then my fourth year, actually, we went to the national championship again.
Right.
LSU. And so we won a playoff game. So that was 2 that year. Then my last year, we won the ACC championship. Then we lost in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
I think, what is that, 10?
I lost count, to be honest.
That's a lot. I was 10.
I lost count.
I think I was 10 in college, and then, got drafted to the Chiefs. Won 2 Super Bowls with them.
Amazing.
So
We haven't even, because the last time you was on this pod was right before you got drafted.
I believe so.
So technically, we got a lot to talk about because we never did get to speak on that experience. How was that?
The Chiefs?
Yes.
It was amazing, bro. It was good to go into a winning program. A program that had good coaching, a good culture.
Right.
I think a lot of people miss out on that when they get to the league. You know what I'm saying? Every organization is different, ran differently. And with the Chiefs, Coach Reed, man, he just was a player's coach, and he allowed you to be a pro, but he also allowed you to be yourself. And just having that freedom to do you, but at the same time, you're obtaining so much knowledge and wisdom from him and everybody around you in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? We had the greats, Pat, Trav,
Right.
Chris Jones. So we had great leadership. And so just walking into that, my rookie year was unbelievable. I don't think I could have been in a better situation, especially coming from Clemson. The discipline that Coach Sweeney instilled in me from the little things, man, it carried on to the league, you know what I mean? And I have guys on other teams, friends on other teams and stuff. Teams are not ran like that.
Right.
Everybody operates differently, but just having that structure from day one and then seeing how the win. When I got there, 2019, they won the Super Bowl. 2020, they went to the playoffs, and then my rookie year, 2021, we went to the AFC Championship, and we lost to the Bengals. But even that, we had the blueprint.
Absolutely.
Everybody had the blueprint. Everybody in the building was on the same goal. Then my second year, we ended up winning the Super Bowl. And then the third year, we went back and won the Super Bowl again. Then the fourth year, I started with them, and then I ended up getting released and picked up by Seattle. But just those 3.5 years were very pivotal for me, just learning, you know what I'm saying, the game of football, the ins and outs of it, and just how to be a pro's pro. So
Absolutely.
It was a blessing for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine that was just an amazing experience.
Oh, yeah, man. The Super Bowls were amazing. Don't get me wrong. But the best parts were the locker rooms, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just, being able to have that camaraderie in the locker room with teammates, just talking, you get to know people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys in the league, they have families.
Right.
So it's a job in a sense, but you know, when everybody comes to work, you know what I mean, we're trying to feed our family.
Absolutely.
And that just brings out a different competitive spirit out you. And you know, that goes a long way within a team, but you need that, especially in the league, bro. You need guys with that hunger still, not just happy that they made it and satisfied with being a professional athlete. Nah, like it's more to accomplish, it's more to gain. And I think being with the Chiefs really allowed me to experience the full spread of all those things. So it's dope.
I was gonna ask, like, going into a program and an organization like that, it has, like, how do you feel, like, first day walking into the locker room, like, walking on the field? Like, do you feel any type of pressure to be, like, you know what I mean?
I would say it was definitely pressure because of the temperature of the team, meaning they had just came from the Super Bowl and they already reached the mountaintop. And now everybody, like, once you reach it, and a lot of people don't understand it, but when you be a champion, bro, and once you win one, like everything else after that, it feels like a failure, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so I felt like once they reached it in 2019, like that was the goal. It was Super Bowl or bust every year. And when you had that mindset, like every day at practice, it means something. Every day in the weight room, it means something. Conditioning, it means something because you trying to prepare yourself in July, June, all that for when we play in February. But it starts like from day one. It ain't no slack. It ain't no. In the locker room, that's what the locker room is for. Yeah. And I feel like they in the Chiefs organization, they did a great job of separating the two. When we on the field, but we working.
Right.
Everybody's held accountable from Pat down to the, you know what I'm saying, the 7th practice squad player.
That's right.
And when you have that, instilled into your players, like, you know, everybody matters. Everybody has a role, but everybody matters. And when you have that, it makes everybody feel, you know what I'm saying, like we can reach our goals. Right. And we did. And so I feel like, you know what I'm saying, they'll win. They're going to keep winning with that, just with that mindset that they have as a team. So
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask you, though, like, so what was the difference in the locker rooms between, like, Seattle and then Kansas City?
It's a big difference as far as, you know, a lot of those guys in the Chiefs locker room, some of them were there on the 2019 team, and then a lot of them were there from the 2022 to now. You know what I'm saying? It was a young group, so all they know is Super Bowls.
Right.
And all they know is winning. A lot of guys on the Seattle team, they haven't won anything or haven't won in the league yet. And so I'm trying to say it in a political nice way without throwing nobody under the bus. But you just, like, it's one of those things, you know it when you see it, you know when you don't.
You notice the difference.
It's really the little things.
Right.
Like guys coming in early and stuff. Not get me wrong, they did that in Seattle, but like the amount that comes in early. You know what I'm saying? The young guys and then players who, when practice over with, they leave.
Who stay out there,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or they get that extra work in and stuff like that. And they do that in Seattle, but the level of execution, the level of details from the week, day to day, like during the week, those are pivotal. Game planning and understanding situations during the game and covering everything.
Right.
All that translates to Sunday, bro, because you're going to be in that situation at some point. It might not be week 1. It might only be week 17 that you find yourself in a backed up situation. You start on the 1-yard line, got to go 99. And that might be the only time that you get in a live game, but you have to rep it every week for that situation, because when it comes in the game, it ain't no do-overs.
But
it ain't no, you know what I'm saying, in practice, you can reload it, get the right look, make sure the defense is aligned. No, in the game, it's like it's either you hit or miss. You know what I mean? So that's probably the biggest difference.
It's a game of interest, man.
It's literally.
Before we get into how your recent season went with the Defenders, is a stat true that says you're the only player in football history to have a ring in college, in NCAA, in NFL, and the UFL?
I want to say that's true. I don't know if anybody else did it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody.
That's crazy to even think about.
Yeah, it is. It is, and if I would have won states
in high school
in my senior year,
we was just about to talk about that.
I would be like in a realm of my own for sure.
Absolutely.
I was gonna
How often do you even think about that?
I think about it more often than people think, and that's the thing, bro. Like, I remember probably every play from that state championship game. Yeah, because it haunts me because I didn't get it, and we got so close.
Right.
You know what I mean? We lost by touchdowns my senior year.
Right.
And to go out like that was hurtful for sure. But then my freshman year we won the national championship.
Yeah.
And so when you experience the highs and the lows of it, that's what I'm saying. Like when you become a champion, bro, like everything else, like it does not matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when I got there my senior year of high school and I felt that, like, you know what I'm saying, you got to taste it a little bit. Because we was up at halftime and everything. And then we end up losing.
Right.
And then now I get to freshman year of college and we on that journey again. And it's a long journey, bro. I think we played 15 games that year. Including the playoffs, it was like 15 games. So just being able to go through that, like, so I went to the mountaintop and then reached it and then didn't get to grab it. And then I started from the bottom again and went back to the mountaintop.
Yeah.
And then we obtained the gold, bro. It's life changing, and like that's the only feeling that you want to feel. Because having that confetti come down and it's not your team colors,
I get it.
It hurts. It hurts, man.
I can imagine. You talk about the ups and downs, the highs and lows. It kind of relates to real life too.
Yeah, it does.
Like you can be this high 1 minute, thinking you on like. I remember in college, speaking from my own personal experience, my senior year I was doing great. And I had people in my ear, like some of my homeboys, like, yo, just don't get comfortable, Like, I'm silly, I never get comfortable.
Yeah.
Sure enough, it happened.
Yeah.
As soon as I got comfortable, I felt like couldn't nobody touch me. I got lazy, stopped working out as much, and I seen it in my stats. Everything started dropping. And but yeah, even in life, it happens as well. So
no, for sure, I feel like it definitely translates, man. I feel like the game of football teaches you so much about life.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad. Like bad's gonna happen, but you can't let. They say in football, you can't let one bad play beat you twice. And the same thing about life, bro. You have a bad day, you can't let that bad day turn into a bad week, turn into a bad month, and then you got a bad year and stuff. So just being able to, how can you, I feel like being a winner and being a champion is more about how can you overcome the bad things? How can you bounce back from a negative play? How can you bounce back from something not going your way? Because you have to, you know what I mean? And in basketball, it's even worse because you're on the offensive end, you make a bad play, you got to get back on defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At least in football, you know, offense, you're probably not playing defense in the league. So you get time to go over there, look on the iPad and stuff, and think about what you did and stuff. But in basketball, just like in the real world, like, bro,
You ain't got time.
You don't got time.
You ain't got time.
Gotta,
That's a fact.
you fixing it on the fly.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
How much attention do you pay to the outside chatter? As far as whether it's positive or negative, but I'm sure you hear a lot of both.
Yeah.
Like you can be doing amazing, you can be getting rings on championship teams, and people say like, "Oh, well, how much attention do you pay to that?"
I don't pay any attention to it, man, because it don't pay the bills and it don't move me. It doesn't move the needle for me. Those people and their opinion, they probably don't really know me for real,
Right.
And if they did, it would be hard to hate.
Absolutely.
And when I look at it, I'm successful. I feel like I'm successful because I was able to obtain my childhood dream, playing in the NFL at the highest level, and I won at the highest level.
Yep.
It's nothing really else like that anybody can say about that.
For sure.
Like, I did it. Everything that I said I wanted to do, I ended up doing it.
For sure. And that's what a lot of people always dream of.
Yeah,
like, that's the ultimate dream.
That was the ultimate dream, and I accomplished it. And then to take it a step further, I was able to buy my mom a house.
Amen.
I mean, I'm winning in life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm married.
Absolutely.
3 years. Like I have a great life. You feel me? So those people, I'm not gonna say anything negative about them because I don't even know them for real.
Right.
And they don't know me. So it'd be like I wouldn't want to do them how they do me.
I was gonna ask you, what keeps you going on your journey?
Oh, God. Just knowing that, you know, he's already promised us everything and you stay faithful to him. You know what I mean? It's gonna all work out. So
What was your road like to be in the NFL and then go to the UFL this past spring season?
It was difficult. I called that this part of it the wilderness. And if you know anything about the Bible, the wilderness is where like things can tempt you, you know, and where the devil he loves to live in that area. But during the wilderness, man, it's going to be challenges. It's going to be temptation. It's going to be sin, all that. But you just got to stay faithful.
Right.
And sure enough, bro, during that UFL season, like it wasn't ideal. It wasn't on my bingo card. It wasn't planned. It just happened. I ended up getting released from Seattle. They signed a new OC. He came in. He cleared house, whatever the case may be. And now I'm in a situation where I don't have a team. It's going into the offseason. What do I do next?
Right.
Do I wait till OTAs and try to wait for a call? Or do I go put something on film and continue playing and then just showcase my talent? We end up doing that, end up going out there, for the UFL team, and, you know, we won the championship. You know, it was fun, though. The process was fun.
It looked fun.
I feel like it brought my joy back.
Yeah.
For the game, just being out there, being able to play carefree, having fun, and playing meaningful games.
Right.
And then I was in a locker room full of guys who had the same mindset. They wanted to get back to the league. So
hungry.
Everybody's hungry. And that like made practice fun. It was
Right.
competition every day, iron sharpening iron. And, you know, that's why we had the success that we did. And not to mention we had a great head coach, great GM. Vaughn Hutchins was the GM. Shannon Harris was the coach. Shannon Harris is a God-fearing man. And all those things, like, I needed that in my life. I needed that along the way. It allowed me to really tap in with my faith and, you know, not get complacent, but also continue to work on my craft.
Right.
It's less resources in the UFL, so you really have to hone in on the little things, and
it can humble you, probably.
it definitely humbles you.
Yeah.
It definitely humbles you. There's things little stuff that you take for granted, maybe in the league, like you getting your shake made for you and all that.
Yeah.
You don't have that no more. The body work before and after practice, you don't have access to that. It's not free. You know what I'm saying? Hot tub, cold tub, little stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like that goes a long way because it takes a toll on your body.
For sure.
When you don't have those resources. So, you know, you just gotta really lock in, and it really shows you if you really want it or not, if you really love playing football or not. And, you know, we had a ball, man. We ended up winning the UFL championship. My first year there, Coach Harris' first year there, a lot of players first year on the team there. But I feel like we all came together and we all had one goal in mind. And simply, you know, people love winners.
Right.
So if your team winning, team success breeds individual success.
For sure.
So.
For sure. That's a good quote, too. You about to ask something?
I ain't gonna charge you for that one.
I'm stealing it for sure. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Hold on. I was gonna ask you though, what you take from that season, like with the UFL?
Good question.
I feel like it evolved me as a player more so off the field, just being able to show guys like what it takes and what it looks like to be a pro's pro. Things that I learned from Clemson and the Chiefs organization, even the Seahawks. Just how you have to come to work every day, and nothing's gonna be given to you. And then you can't always don't be a rah-rah guy without being able to back it up on the field. You have to dominate everybody, and it's like really a dog-eat-dog world.
Oh, yeah.
So it showed me a lot.
What's a moment from your career that fans may not know about, but will last with you forever?
Probably the second preseason game this past year with the Chiefs. We put this play in all week, and offensive coordinator Nagy, we was talking about it. I'm like, bro, you put me in this play, I'm gonna score. And mind you, at this time, I believe 100% in my ability. But you know, it's the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it ain't necessarily you're gonna score every time you touch the ball. But I'm talking it up the whole week. All right. Come to game time, the guy who was in before me, he ended up getting hurt to play or whatever. And I go in, and like the first play I go in, Nagy sees me go in. And he calls the play that we've been talking about all week. And I ended up scoring, going 64 to the crib.
Word.
And, like, the play was amazing. But, like, when I got to the sideline, I found him. I'm like, bruh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was it wasn't, like, heated words. It was just, like, some passionate words to him. And he felt what I was feeling because I'm like, I told you, bro, I got you. And he trusted me to be able to, like, when I was in, he was like, all right, I'm going to give him a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all I really need is the opportunity. And he gave me that. Took it 64 to the crib. So
Absolutely.
that's something that always stick with me because I believed in it and I was able to stand on what I was talking about. So,
Nah, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. Saying sometimes that's all you need is opportunity.
nah, everybody.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all. It's opportunity in the right situation, bro.
Yeah.
It'll change a lot of people's careers.
Absolutely.
And you see it, man. Some people get drafted high but go to a bad situation.
Yep.
And, you know, you fizzle out. Some people get drafted
And go to
fourth, fifth round,
Yep.
but they
Perfect
go to a perfect
organization.
situation, perfect organization, and they flourish. So it just all depends on opportunity.
That's a fact. Do you think Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT?
I'll say this. Because he did not beat Brady and they played head-to-head multiple times, he can't be considered the GOAT.
Okay.
Unless he wins 6 championships. And then we can revisit the conversation.
Okay, that's fair.
Then we can revisit the conversation because, you know what I'm saying, Brady went to a whole other team in Tampa.
True.
First year, they played in the playoffs. He beat him.
True.
He beat Pat. Then they won the Super Bowl. You can't really top that. You
That's
know
true.
what I mean? He went, Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the all that.
That's a
You know the
fact.
story. So,
That's a fact.
but if there was a number 2, Patrick Mahomes number 2.
I agree.
And he's number 2 because of what he's done in the time frame that he's done. So, you know what I mean?
How was it during your time with the Chiefs? How was it just being around a quarterback and working with a quarterback like that every day?
It makes you want to be better. You have to elevate your game to his level.
Right.
There is no slack off of him. He don't, you know what I'm saying? He don't care who's in. Like when you're in with him, you got to be on it. You got to be on your stuff, man. You gotta know what you're doing, assignment, all that, and then you know when the ball comes to you, you always got to make the play. But just being around him, it was different, bro. He different. The stuff that he did in practice was crazy. Like the fact that he even had the gall to try those things, and then you actually complete the pass and stuff like that. He throwing behind the back passes, no looks, like it's regular. So when he did it in the game, like he did
That's
it
stuff y'all see every day in
every
practice.
day.
Yeah, that's
and so
crazy.
people be amazed, and we just looking at each other on the side, like, bro, he really tried that in the game though.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? In practice is one thing, but like I said, in the game, there ain't no do-over. So you throw a behind the back pass to Trav. Like, why would you do that? Like, damn, he did that.
Like, who even thinks
Like,
about doing
you feel
that?
me? So,
Facts.
and then now it's on Sports Center, and now it just gives him the confidence to do something keep him crazy.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
it was amazing though, bro.
Nah, that's what's up. Let me ask you this. So you've been in a lot of different situations with a lot of programs. How intense is the pressure on you, physically or mentally, to succeed?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's any pressure. I would say for me at this point, it's like a standard. Again, like, bro, once you
Because
reach
you're so
it,
used to
I'm used to that. And that's
Yeah.
all I know. That's all I want to feel, you know. And so I wouldn't say there's no pressure. Definitely not physically. Maybe more so mentally because I just want to be, you know what I'm saying, great at everything I do, no matter what level it is, no matter what career it is. You know what I mean? If there's an opportunity to be the best at something, that's what I want to do.
Right.
And that's why I push myself to. So it's not even pressure no more. It's just a standard that I set for myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. Fourth football camp coming up, fourth annual youth football camp coming up. How you feel about that? That's July 12th, correct?
July 12th at JH Rose from 9 to 1. We're excited, man. It's the 4th year doing it. I feel like we're growing every year. We're expecting, we got about 200 kids registered right now. We're also doing day of walk-ups for kids who weren't able to pre-register. So if you know anybody, you know, come out. July 12th, walk up. Registration starts at 9 a.m. for anyone who's not pre-registered. Walk up and come to the camp, man. Have fun, experience. We got a lot of good coaches coming. A lot of good guys who have experience with ball on different levels. And you can just learn something, man. And further extend your knowledge of the game and just come out there and compete, really and truly.
Bro, I want to give you your flowers too, man, because like the city ain't never had nothing like that growing up.
Yeah.
So
that's
dope.
Appreciate that. And that was probably the driving force for having a camp. Being able to make it completely free to the kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All you need to do is get dropped off.
Right.
Provide a lunch, get a
for
camp
real.
shirt, and then you're going to have a great time. You're going to hear from different guys. So some went D1, some went D2, some went pro, some stopped in college, but everybody's journey is different. You know what I mean? And regardless of it, the air going to come out the ball for everybody at some point, even for me. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So just being able to hear like different people's perspectives at a young age, I feel like it does wonders. And it's something that, you know, like you said, we didn't have growing up here in Greenville. You know, I had to travel to Charlotte for a camp, Georgia for a camp and stuff like that. But being able to have it for the kids who come from where I come from, who look like me, it means something to me. So keep trying to do it, man, and keep trying to grow every year.
Absolutely.
I got a question for you. So what advice you got for the youth that's like aspiring to be you, to be in your shoes?
Be better than me, man. I try to set a good example of what to do and how to do it, but exceed all those expectations that you have. Keep God first, and
Absolutely.
have a plan. Have a plan A, and really lock in on plan A. And that if that plan A is sports, by all means, chase that dream. Don't ever let nobody tell you, you know, you can't go pro or you can't do that or something. But also have a backup. It wouldn't be a backup plan. Have a alternate plan where, you know, once you get to plan A, for instance, once you be that professional athlete, what are you gonna do with that platform? What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying, with that success, with that fame? Because like I said, the air's gonna come out of the ball. You might be pro for 1 year. You might be pro for 10 years. Regardless, when you're done playing football, you're still gonna have more life after football than you did playing football.
For sure.
So you have to set yourself up for the future, man. And have a plan where you can succeed and you don't have to have that weird transition period at the ball where you don't know what to do. You back at the crib or your mama's house, at your mama's couch or whatever. Like, really set yourself up. But by all means, chase that dream. You're only young. I think we were talking about the other day, man. You're young. You only get one chance
That's a fact.
to chase, to really go after whatever you want.
Right.
That's a fact.
And once that window closes, now you're doing something that you probably never wanted to do or doing something to get by. So don't let it come to that.
How does that look like for you? Because like you said, the ball got to stop bouncing.
Yeah.
The air's going to come out of the football one day.
Yeah.
How does that look for you in the future?
That's why I've been really passionate about my foundation. You know what I'm saying? Outside of youth development, we have a pillar of breast cancer awareness where we do research. We're trying to get a mammogram bust this year in October for women who don't normally go get checked for early detection, man. You know, and Black women are like twice as likely to catch breast cancer, but they also don't have the resources and stuff to go get checked for a simple mammogram. And then, you know, we help with autism awareness as well. You know, my cousin is autistic, and so just being able to allow them to have a normal life, you know, with all their disabilities that they already have, we don't try to treat them differently. Try to let them live a regular life, giving them the resource and access to everything. You know, growing up with him, he wasn't able to do everything or go everywhere. And that, like, I feel like that's not fair.
Right.
You know, so just trying to even the playing field for them. So.
I love it. Could you ever see yourself coaching football or basketball?
That's that too.
I could coach, but I said that I wouldn't coach higher than high school. Sports is becoming a business on the lower levels now.
Yes, it is.
And it's taking away, I think, the love of the game for people, because everybody's trying to chase a dollar and set their family up, which by all means do that. If you have the opportunity to take that 10 mil, please. But I feel like with that comes people are privileged, feel like they should be given to them.
Yeah.
They already got it. And you can't coach someone who has that mindset or attitude. You know what I mean? I want to coach people or kids who are still hungry and still want to be great. They want to improve themselves, improve their craft, and learn. I feel like I have a lot of knowledge to give back to kids. I'm not the best in the world or whatever, but I've been a part of the best teams in the world. I've been in those rooms. I know what it looks like. I know what it takes.
Yeah.
But so I feel like high school would be a perfect level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And kind of on top of what you just said, because I kind of started watching sports these last couple of years because of everything that's going on. Like you said, like the business side of it, kids getting so much money, which I love for them, not gonna lie, but it takes away from the hunger to still get to the league, because it's like I'm making all this money in college, why I need to get to the league for? Yeah. But during this draft last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was one kid that really touched me. He was crying when he got drafted. He was like, I don't know his name, I forgot what school he played for. But he was like, man, we used to live off a generator for 7 years.
What's his name? I don't want to say it wrong. Is it VJ Edgecombe or something like that?
I can't remember.
He
off
just
top.
played.
And he was killing too. But yeah, that touched me. Like when I see stuff like that, when I see kids get emotional on accomplishments like that, versus I'm supposed to be here anyway. Like you know what I mean? And I'm already paid. Like it just hit different when I see that.
That's how I felt when I got drafted, bro. It's that feeling of like you're reaching your childhood dream.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And for all the people who said you could, is just as many people who doubted you,
absolutely,
didn't believe in you, talked negative about you. And so it's just that battle that you face, but you still made it. And just being grateful to be a professional athlete.
Right.
A professional in whatever sport you are. And it was special. And then I had everybody in the room, close friends, loved ones. It felt like it was bigger than me. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's
we felt like we all got drafted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what it was. That's what it's all about.
For sure.
A lot of times there's people who helped you along the way during that journey, bro. Like I was telling them, I think I was talking to you about it. Like the summer before I got drafted, I came home and you was part of it. Breakfast crew, man. We at 5:30 a.m. in Rose High, just working, and it was post-COVID, not knowing what was about to happen, but just having your brothers there, you know what I mean? Like y'all won't about to go back to Clemson with me for that summer, after that summer, but just being out there showing up, that meant a lot. So when I came home and through the draft party and stuff, and I had y'all there, it really felt like we all made it.
I'm telling you.
I couldn't have did it without y'all. You know what I mean? That motivation that bro, they out here 5:30 with me.
Absolutely.
With no, you ain't getting nothing. You get in return from it. But just being out here, it's a brotherhood. And so that meant more to me than anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, I remember the day he got drafted and you got drafted. I'm like, see, bro, we got to do a chest bump. We jumped in the air I was so happy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Nah, that was amazing.
Unbelievable.
We was out there this morning and my career is over. My career is over. But I was out there going as hard as I could this morning because I'm like, when bro come home, I'm like, that motivate me to, you know what I mean?
Facts. And that
get back in there.
A lot, bro. That means a lot because it's bigger than me, man. So
yeah. But if I get in shape, they in trouble. All them 1v1s, I already got my list.
Yeah.
I need that money. Let me ask you this. You can be completely honest right here. When we was kids, was KB really that good in football like he said he was, bro? You can be completely honest. You don't have to be biased because he's right here.
All right. If he wasn't right here, I would say the same thing. KB was unstoppable.
Oh my God.
When we were playing. I was a quarterback.
That's true. You were
a receiver. It was like T.O. and Vic.
Bro, oh my God.
Literally, I used to wear 81, he wore 7.
And we was like that. Literally. I'm just telling you.
He used to just throw it. I just go get it.
It was easy. It was really easy. So he ain't lying. Whatever stories he telling you, he ain't lying.
There's so many stories.
My dad used to have a camcorder, but I don't know where it's
for real?
Nah, let me tell you this though.
For real.
KB used to be like a creative player out there. He talking about
all the gear, the visor, the sleeve, everything. I already know.
Nothing. So
I already know.
Yeah, it was tough.
That's funny. Before we get out of here, man, what's next for you on your list?
Got the camp coming up July 12th. Got a fan event at Clemson July 26th at It's Your Wiener, Fan Picks. So everybody tap in, download the Fan Picks app, for exclusive access. That's coming up. And then, trying to get the mammogram bus for October. But in the meantime, man, just waiting on a call from a team. So that's really much it. That's what I got going on right now.
I got you.
And give me this. Give me your favorite quote.
My favorite quote?
Favorite quote. For me, mine be better than yesterday. So,
favorite quote. Work always come first.
Absolutely.
No matter what. You know what I mean? And it's really, I've developed a mindset like, bro, like, so many people are going through things right now. And so I don't really have a legit excuse not to get up and go 100% every day.
Facts.
Work come first, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, bro, before this podcast, we was up this morning working.
Facts.
That got to get done before anything. Because nobody cares about anything else. Everybody got something going on. So I ain't got no excuse not to be great, not to be 100%. So
there you go.
Work always come first.
There you go. Work always comes first. Be better than yesterday. Control what you can control.
Yeah, that's another one. Control.
That's my favorite one right there. Control what you can control.
Yeah, I think I like that one.
Hey,
that
we
might be my
appreciate you,
number
man.
2. That might be my number 2.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you. Again, congrats on everything, bro. Coming in and going. Super proud of you.
Proud of you.
Definitely, bro. Never stop. Like, no matter what, always just keep going, bro. You living the dream, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So, thank you again.
Appreciate you.
For blessing the pod with your presence.
Oh, God.
We got to do it again, man.
My brothers.
It's a Solid World Podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode. We out.